What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another TDCR, TJ's Dallas Cowboys report, rants, reviews, ramblings, all that good stuff. And today I just kind of want to ramble. I want to just go my own way, talk about what I want to talk about. And I just really want to get into the linebacker core and just kind of looking at the current season and the future of the position and just kind of get into all that. So, right now, the Cowboys kind of employ like a two linebacker base formation. There are three linebacker formations in which Micah will go back, but let's just say for the sake of argument's sake, and just so I can talk about this, that they run a two linebacker formation in base. And right now that's Leighton and that's Anthony Barr. But as we saw in the Bears game, Anthony Barr actually got hurt. I believe it was late in the second quarter. It was maybe late in the second quarter, early in the third quarter. I'm not remembering exact timing, but all in all, he got hurt and significant snaps were headed Damone Clark's way. Damone Clark, if you're unfamiliar, was a rookie out of LSU this year. The Cowboys picked up in I believe it was fifth round rookie. And the guy was a stud player in college, but he had to have neck fusion surgery. And somehow he has recovered from neck fusion surgery, got up to speed, and he was coming into this game. This was his first ever start playing NFL snaps on special teams. And it just so happened that he got elevated into actual snaps. I believe he played, maybe it was like 30 or 35 or 40 snaps. It was somewhere in that range. He played 51% of the snaps. I saw that on Twitter. Can't remember who I saw it from. So shout out to you. But yeah, Damone Clark he played well in the snaps that he had. He definitely had some plays where it was like, okay, yeah, you definitely got ate up by the second level, but it wasn't a horrible performance, but it just kind of got me thinking all types of ways. So first off, we need to figure out what's going on with Anthony Barr. I think he definitely hasn't lived up to the Anthony Barr. Oh, wow, we just got this big name. I know that he didn't sign for a lot of money, so we shouldn't be expecting like this insane production. He's not the player that he once was. He's not that name value, but he is still a good player, and he's had his moments, he's had his flashes, but he's also had some moments and flashes where you're just not as impressed with what he's shown you. And it's not entirely his fault, but it's just the way it goes sometimes. Like if you're the one who needs to step up and make that tackle, you got to make that tackle. And you know there's been times where he does, times where he doesn't. So it's going to be interesting to see the injury and what actually goes on. But if he is injured, who comes in? Is it Damone Clark right away? Is it Jabril Cox? Like, shout out Jabril Cox. Where's Jabril Cox been, by the way? Is it, like, are we really going down like the depth chart even further to start looking at, Devin Harper's? And yeah, I'm not sure about that, but it's just kind of a really curious case. If Anthony Barr is hurt, like Luke Gifford, Clark, Cox are all battling for those snaps, and I'm going to be interested to see who actually wins out. And they showed us this weekend that it's going to be Damone Clark until further notice, and I'm honestly all for it. I believe the agent for Micah Parsons is also the agent for Damone Clark. So he tweeted something that Micah Parsons hit 20.4 miles per hour in that game on the touchdown run, which is insanity. Micah Parsons is a freak of nature. Oh yeah, but guess what? Damone Clark hit 22 miles per hour during that game. So if you haven't seen the actual play, you got to go back, watch the tape, and see it. Like, the kid can fly, and he's big, and he's strong. It's going to be a matter of figuring out how the NFL offenses are going to be trying to scheme you out of position, trying to pick on you essentially. But the sky's the limit, and I mean the future's bright. I hope he continues this pace. And he was supposed to be a good player coming out of the draft. We all knew this. It was just the injury threw up a lot of red flags for people. And the Cowboys have kind of shown in the past, especially with linebacker, as funny as it is, that a Leighton Vander Esch has neck back issues coming out of the draft. Jalen Smith tore his ACL and goes in the second round earlier than most people thought. The Cowboys are kind of okay with taking that risk at linebacker. And we can sit here and debate whether or not that's a good thing or a bad thing because, Jalen Smith. But no, I actually shout out to Jalen Smith because I do have a Jalen Smith jersey. Like, man, remember when that guy was supposed to be the guy? I kind of wish we got to see like uninjured Notre Dame Jalen Smith in the NFL because I feel like I'm not saying he's like Micah Parsons esque, but he was rushing the passer. He was blitzing more than Micah Parsons did in college. So yeah, you never know. You never know. I don't know. I don't want to even get there. But, and then Leighton Vander Esch, I mean, it's been up and down, but everybody's got to tip their cap. We got to give our flowers, all of our flowers, all our leftover Halloween candy needs to go Leighton Vander Esch's way because what a resurgence. The guy bet on himself, took a 1 year deal to come back with the Cowboys, and he has been like lights out. I believe he had maybe 6, 7, 8 tackles this game. It was somewhere in that range, and that's kind of been Leighton Vander Esch this season. It's more back to, I'm not going to say back to rookie because rookie Leighton was also built different. Talking on Jalen Smith, but he's shown that he is going to get paid. He's going to get paid this offseason, and he's going to be set at linebacker. So we just need, knock on wood, he stays healthy and all that good stuff. But Leighton Vander Esch is one of your linebackers. Anthony Barr is one of your linebackers as long as he's okay and healthy. And I think those two guys will get all majority of the snaps if you were to head into a playoff game and everybody was healthy. But if Anthony Barr isn't healthy, the debate's going to be Damone Clark. It's going to be Luke Gifford. It's going to be Jabril Cox, Brillo, and it's going to be Devin Harper's of the world. And that kind of got me thinking about, well, what's going to happen when Leighton Vander Esch, who, as I mentioned previously, is lights out, balling out, and on a 1 year deal. So he's going to get paid. And I don't think it's going to be with Dallas because I don't think we can afford that. I don't know if it's going to be a mega contract, but like nothing like that. But if he were to take maybe slightly less, he could stay in Dallas if Dallas could make it all work. But I don't know. I just don't really see a future with all the guys that we have to pay for us to be spending money at linebacker like that when we have, other guys in the system, other guys that are coming up that are younger, cheaper, and, potentially have maybe a higher ceiling or at least, are showing enough to give you less uncertain or less uncertainty at the position going forward. Like that you had these guys locked up for that amount of time. But and then also Anthony Barr, another 1 year deal. So next year, what are the Cowboys linebackers? Like, I honestly think it's a good question, and I think it's an easy answer that it is just going to be Jabril and Damone Clark. But you never know. I wonder how they address it if they view it as much as a need as maybe it might look on paper having these two younger linebackers that are somewhat inexperienced. Would they be willing to spend top 3 rounds draft capital on a linebacker? I think maybe if he was good enough, they might consider that. But I also do feel like you have bigger holes, and I'm excited for the future of Damone Clark and Jabril Cox. Like, let me know in the comments how you feel about both players. But I think the sky's the limit for those two. You have kind of your more so powerful, but also super speedy. Just he's a freak, Damone Clark. Like I'm super high on him, super excited. And then Jabril Cox is your like prototypical 3-down linebacker. I don't know. He's not as good in run defense, but he's capable enough, and his pass coverage is off the charts. Probably would be the best pass cover linebacker we have right now if he were starting. But he's still working back from an injury as well. And how much does that play into what I'm saying about the future of the linebacker position? Because you got two young, high potential guys, but they both have semi-injury concerns or injury flags that you're not 100%, you can't be 100% that they're going to be always there, always available, unless they prove it. So you got to give them that chance. But also if you give them that chance and it goes wrong, blah, blah, blah. So it's all kind of a snowball. But Yeah, these are just kind of my thoughts after watching Damone Clark go out there and play well against the Bears. And we're going to have to check back in and figure out what's going on with Anthony Barr. Hopefully he's okay. Leighton, Anthony Barr carry out the rest of the season. But this is definitely going to be a topic that I want to like kind of further dig into as we get deeper into the season, into the off season, draft time, all that. Just the linebacker future is kind of interesting with the two 1 year deals of Leighton Vander Esch and Anthony Barr. But let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you have any sleeper linebackers we should be looking out for. Let me know if you love Damone Clark, if you love Jabril Cox, if you love Devin Harper, Luke Gifford, whoever's your guy for the future. And yeah, just let me know your thoughts on how Anthony Barr and Leighton Vander Esch have been playing. Like I said, I think Leighton Vander Esch is playing like a dog right now. And Anthony Barr, it's been up and down, but I don't think he's been bad by any means. I just don't think it's been, you know, kind of as much as it's hyped up to be. And that's probably our fault, right? That's probably our fault. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think. And yeah, we'll check back in soon. Peace. Hope you enjoyed the video. As always, like and subscribe, share it with a friend, comment, let me know your thoughts on everything. And yeah, these podcasts will be posted on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever else you get your podcasts, and on YouTube at Off the Post Sports if you want the visual aspect with my homemade graphics that I got going. And yeah, that'll be all for today. And I'll be back at it with another one hopefully soon, guys. So yeah.